Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf. We're back here on a rainy day with Aylmer to ask him what he plans to do. I think he said something about heading into the Sucrofts.
You are welcome to ride with my men and I on our southward road.
You're welcome to ride with us, but there's one place I've planned to stop by before we reach Snowbourne. Have you heard of Wyrgende Stone? It is involved in the tale of Rohan, and I am quite interested in seeing it again. Wyrgende Stone, of course. Oh well, let's go and see it.
I have business in Snowbourne, but first I would see Wyrgende's stone. Will I next fall to the crone's curse?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. There it lies, Pineleaf, the stone of Wyrgende. Do you know the tale? Ah, of course, you would know it. How could you travel with a bard such as Horn and not know of it? It's a popular tale, though it is grim and unpleasant. I expect it is true in all lands. The people enjoy stories that seem to explain their poor lot or continued hardship. Well, that could be a possibility. The Mark's finest lore masters pored over the words of Wyrgende. They read it thus: "Thus no son born of Ferengul and his heirs will survive long on the throne." They thought the curse would end if someone happened to restore the lost glory of Rohan. All right. Well, at least he's not as talkative as some of the other people are that you talk to, such as those writers for. And here is Druid, Druid, Druid. Well, it's a slight change of drought. Hello there. Hmm. What can you tell me about the stone? But the carved ruins are so high. What is this inscription? Yeah. Yes. So, what can you tell me of the stone? This is the stone of Wyrgende, and it is a place of sorrow for the people of Rohan. The greed of King Fengel doomed his line, and the kingdom has languished in years since he crossed paths with the crone Wyrgende. The runes of this stone bear long study, and that is what has given to them. I see. And why is it so high? There is much that is unusual in the old tales. That is the way of such things. Yeah. Especially the story made it sound like it would be low to the ground, and yet it's way up there. Well, what do you say, Aomer? It was thought for many years that Ryenda's curse has already expired. My uncle's father, Thengel, lived in Gondor, and the lords of Rohan called a Wheaton and begged him to return to the Mark and take the throne. Oh, they said he was virtuous enough, and would be such a good king that his reign was certain to end the curse. Indeed, Thengel lived long, and his son Theoden now has many years behind him. It seems now, with the death of Prince Theodred, that the curse merely slumbered. Slumbering curses? That's unusual. Perhaps it did not affect Thengel or his uncle because they were already born. Or my uncle, oh sorry. Or because they were not in the Rittermark when it was set. None but Ryenda can know, and she's long dead. The curse that did not affect Thengel did affect his daughters, and few of their sons survived to reach adulthood. Well, that's a rather unusual curse. I am of the line of Fengel Pineleaf. Will the curse of Ryenda now affect me? I am fated to die. Am I fated to die and Sir Rohan to suffer? Will all I seek to accomplish come to naught? Well, that I can't answer. What do you say, Horn? I had been so certain that the curse was broken, as has been all the Rohan. What must it be like to lay beneath the shadow of such a thing, and never know when it will reveal its fangs? If Aylmer, out of fear, refuses to fight the evils that face this land, then King Fingal's greed will have struck a death blow to Rohan. Hmm. And what do you say, Corden? The deeds of the past often have grave effects, Pineleaf, on the present. Curses have power, and with the force of belief behind them, they can become even more powerful. How else can the misfortune of Fingal's line be explained? And how will knowledge of the curse affect Aylmer's actions now? The people of Rohan need him to be strong. He cannot cower in fear of Wyrgende's memory, or his people will suffer. We're under attack! Mount up and slay them! Well, you may want to mount up, but past history has told me that mounting up is the last thing I want to do. Oopsie daisy. Then again, well, alright, that's one scout down. I have some very, very bad history with this instance. So, yes, mounting up is something. Now, I want to see how I do on this without mounting up. Because when I do mount up, this instance usually goes south. Now, admittedly, I'm at level 83 right now, which is going to help. I usually find myself quickly dismounted, in which case, why did I mount up in the first place? And a lot of the skills I want to use just aren't available when I am mounted up, which is a major annoyance with mounted combat. We had some people on the forums begging them to bring back mounted combat. I said, yeah, right. I guess there's always somebody who thinks that the answer is to try to scale it up, but right now I'd say, no, my opinion, I certainly don't share that opinion. I mean, the only way to fix it would be to redo it from start, and sorry, we're not going into areas where I think that's a viable option. I'm sure there are some people who violently disagree with my opinion on the matter. Speaking of violently, where are there go- goblins or scouts or whatever that I could violently end so I could finish this instance? Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think this is the fastest I've ever finished this instance. Yep, then that's why I decided let's try it on foot. I think I might have someone who did it in a decent speed by using slash follow, but I think slash follow, if you've got decent damage on horseback, would also do. And of course, if you don't have any way in the world you could do it dismounted, because if you don't have a range skill, forget it. The orcs have unwittingly helped me, Pineleaf. During the battle, I had no thought at all for Wyrgende or her curse. I have made up my mind. I will not allow the curse of Wyrgende to control my actions. I am my own man, Aylman's son, and I do not fear the memory of ill deeds done or vengeance sought. I will fight for the people of Rohan until I no longer can do so. And even then, I will keep fighting. I have given Wyrgende the time I thought she was due, and now I put the stone behind me and will think of it no more. Onward to Snowbourne! We are needed! Bravo! So we learned an important lesson on a rainy day.
Thank you for your help, friend.
I'm glad to have you and your companions as allies when danger strikes. Orcs and wargs are the type of danger I'm not afraid to face. Threats of a more otherworldly nature, those I cannot abide. Still, Ailman's son will face such dangers with as bold as heart as he can manage, the bolder still with allies such as you at his side. All right.
I'm ready to continue our ride south to Snowbourne, if you are.
I have ordered Reeve Fastrid to empty his lands, sending his people across the Entwash where they can be better defended. But he's young, and I fear he's foolish. I ride to see if he's obeyed my command. So we'll speak again when you reach Snowbourne. But if you have a chance, please check by Garsfield along the way. Very well. Let's head over to Garsfield or Gars something. Garsfeld is the correct answer to that. Now let's see if anyone here has anything that we need to do. Perhaps I could just report to Aomer that everything is fine here, that absolutely nothing is wrong. Ha 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 ha.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Anything wrong here? He sent me to the mead hall. What can we find in the mead hall? Well, a thing, of course. The question is, will he accept me with open arms, or will he pick me up with those arms and boot me out? We'll have to find out what type of thing this one is.
Thank you for your help.
Welcome to Garsfeld, stranger. I'm Yesil, Thane of Garsfeld. I must say that I find myself impressed that you managed to make your way into our town alive. Many forces have besieged Garsfeld, and my men and I have struggled to keep them outside the walls. For such boldness, I'll hear what you have to say. Yes. Well then. Very well. If you are to aid us, we must act quickly. So what do you say?
I need you to do this.
It's no secret that Garsfeld has fallen on the very worst of times, Pineleaf. For my own part, I've struggled to keep the crofters from the enemies at our doorstep, and more importantly, from the panic that they are surely feeling. My son, Yeasling, has been taking a more active role in moving against our foes, but we fight a losing battle. If you would speak with him, he may have use of you in the fields, and I'm curious to know of any new thoughts he has had for the days ahead. And here is Yeasling right here. Yeasil and Yeasling. Well, yeah, it sounds like a pair of relatives to me.
What brings you to these lands?
Greetings, Pineleaf, was it? I am Yeasling, son of Yeasil. I am sorry for my father's unenthusiastic introduction, but dark days loom over Garsfield. The half-orcs stalk our fields, Kriban pick at the crops that still stand, and the orcs have pushed forth in the south. I'm certain we can beat them back, but I know not how long we can hold against the tide. For now, though, we should fight. Return to my father. I may be skillful in battle, but only because I learned from his valor through the years. He will surely have some thought on what our next move should be. All right. So, what should our next move be?
You did very well.
Yes, Eastling is right. I have thoughts of my own on how to resolve this matter, but we have talked enough for now. Let us first aid the people of Garsfeld and push back against those that would surround us. All right. And I guess you're the first person who has something for me to do?
I need your help.
My son's heart is in the right place. The half-orcs have sacked most of our fields and lurk just outside the town. We have held them on the fields, but we will soon find ourselves surrounded. If you could take the fight to them, we might be able to start pushing back towards their camp in the northeast. Travel to the crofts just outside of town. You'll find the half-orcs there, or if you don't, they will certainly find you. Go on with care. Alright, so I need to defeat half-orcs in the fields. Alright, I can do that.
I need you to do this.
As I said, the safety of my people is on the utmost importance to me. The half-orcs are causing far more harm than the damage they do outside of town. With our crops ravaged, it won't be long before our supplies of food begin to run dry. There are many among us that require aid. I would ask that you seek out Agilish and Burnwind, two crofters that have toiled for the good of Garthfield for many years now. Also, I'm certain that my son will have another task for you to seek him out. Speak with him, and know that you may yet bring hope to Garthfield. Well, I hope I bring more hope than I brought to Thornhope. Well then, what do you say, Yeasling?
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Ah, yes, I heard that my father sent you. Very well. Let me tell you the next course of action. About 3 days ago, Snowborn sent a caravan of supplies north to aid us in our situation, but they never made it here. I believe the caravan was ambushed by goblins and half-orcs, and now food that would have saved us is in the hands of our enemy. The goblin riders would have been the ones to strike at any passers-by. They patrol the fields to the east and southwest of Garsfield. Run them down and see if you can get any of our rations back. Alright, fine. I'll go get back those stolen rations. But also I'll need to check in with the other two. Hello there, sir. It looks like that he is working on his pitchfork right now. How are you doing?
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Oh, traveler, I am Agilrish, and until recently I was a respectable crofter. Have you heard that flapping, that infernal cawing in our fields? I thought the half-orcs were bad, but even they do not peck out at our wounds. Those dark birds have come to strip away all that's left of our crops. Even the scarecrows have been torn asunder. Well, apparently those Krabine don't have any respect for scarecrows. I've an idea, though. Those birds aren't too bright. Will you go out to the crops and fool them? Hold as still as a scarecrow, and when they come to peck at you, you can solve our problem in your own way. Yes, let me know if this works. Alright, so wait until they peck at my eyes, then attack them. I don't know, I think there's a flaw in that plan somewhere. Alright, so you want to pretend like a scarecrow so they attack the scarecrow. That's really bad. I guess they've figured out that the scarecrows are fake, so it's the question. Now, if they've figured out that the scarecrows are fake, are they really that stupid? Especially since they're Corvines, and Corvines have a reputation as being rather relatively smart birds. So I have a feeling that they're not as dumb as he thinks. And I have found Burnwoon.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Hello. Burnwoon is my name. If you would spare some time, I would greatly appreciate your help. I have seedlings that are ready to plant, but alas, our crops are damaged nearly beyond repair. The grimness of our situation is not lost on me, traveler. I know that we can survive, and if we can plant more crops for the next harvest, I know we'll be better off. If you would, go out to the crops. You have strength enough to fend off those wicked half-orcs, so I trust that you can plant these for me. Please be safe, though. You may plant some new crops. With all these crows in the area that are most certainly going to say, "Ooh, new seeds! New seeds! Dinner time! Dinner time!" Well, I hope she has more seed grain to plant after this. That's all I got to say about that. Will we be able to fend off all these half orcs and crows? Will we be able to save the people of Garsfeld? Perhaps we can find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.